The Buddha said, the reason I say I have stopped is because I have stopped doing evil things. I am beyond doing evil things.
Every night, Buddhists have been taught to turn their humble pillow into a cushion of peacefulness.
Life without peace is the life so troublesome. Why troublesome? Because
for today, what we're learning is carving the vegetables. The vegetable you can use any vegetables. It doesn't have to be a specific.
Sawadee-ka. Hello and welcome to another edition of Meditation for All, a show which will leave you feeling spiritually centered and uplifted. I am Sunanporn Rodzan, your host for today. Coming up on today's show, we will be joining Venerable Nicholas Thanisaro, who will be speaking about the law of karma. Venerable Somsak Biyasilo will then guide us through our meditation, and lastly, we will join Rose Mipan on this week's Cut and Craft. First up on Meditation for All, Venerable Nicholas will continue his lesson on the law of karma, giving an example of how terminated karma can break free of our past, no matter how bad it may be, in the case study of Angulimala, one of the Arahants. This information should be able to help you make a change for the better.
If he does the heavy karma, then he's going to be swallowed up by the earth, or his head is going to split into 7 pieces, etc., etc. He's going to be beyond the help of even a Buddha. So the Buddha has to find a way to intervene to stop him killing his mother, so that he still will have some hope. Because what the Buddha saw in his meditation is that this guy Angulimala has the potential for enlightenment. So the Buddha went to Angulimala and appeared in between Angulimala and his mother. His mother was actually coming out to warn him that the king and the army are coming. She didn't want her son to be captured by the king. When Angulimala saw the fingers of the Buddha, what's special about the fingers of the Buddha? All the same length, very beautiful. And he forgot his mother completely. He thought, this is the sort of finger I want for the 1000th finger on my necklace. So immediately he set out running after the Buddha with his sword above his head. And the Buddha appeared to Angulimala walking slowly away. But no matter how fast Angulimala ran, he could never catch up with the Buddha, who apparently was walking at a very slow pace in front of him, until eventually he was so covered with sweat and so irritated that he called out to the Buddha, "Stop, monk, stop." And the Buddha said to him, "But I have stopped. It's you who have not stopped." And Angulimala said, "This can't be true. I've been running as fast as I can and I still can't catch up with you. How can you call that stopped?" And the Buddha said, the reason I say I have stopped is because I have stopped doing evil things. I am beyond doing evil things, etc., etc. But you have not stopped. You are still killing people. You are still versed in aggression. And when the Buddha said these words to him, he suddenly realized how mistaken he had been all these years. He threw away his sword and asked the Buddha to take monkhood. The Buddha allowed him to do this, and within a very short period of time, even though his principal karma was killing 999 people, quite heavy karma, but not heavy karma, okay, because he didn't kill his mum. But he had the very extremely good terminating karma of having become enlightened as an arahant, which put an end to any form of retribution which he might receive as a result of the aggressions which he had done. So he wasn't going to be reborn anymore. Because of this terminating karma, he got away with it. Okay. In fact, he did have a little bit of bad karma. People threw rocks and stones at him every time he went for his arms round, and his bow broke. So he did have some karma coming back to him, but much less than normally we would expect for someone who had done so much damage throughout his life. So this is an example of how terminating karma can work. If it wasn't possible to break free of our past, then it would be a bit of a waste of time practicing Buddhism. But the Buddha explains that it is possible to make a break with our past, no matter how bad it may be. It's a question of time. In your notes you find 3 brief questions which you might like to test yourself on. Examples of karma. And see if you can identify those acts of karma in 3 different ways. That is, whether they're wholesome, unwholesome, or neutral. How heavy the karma is, whether it's heavy, close to death, habitual, or unintentional karma. And also how the karma is working in combination. See if you can do that. First example is, a person has done meditation every day without fail throughout their life. So what is that? It's a habit, right? Is it positive, neutral, or negative? Positive. It is the deciding factor in their afterlife destination. So wholesome. If it's at the moment of death, then what would we call it? Dying karma. And if it is the main deciding factor in where they're going after their death, then it would be the principal or janaka karma. So it would be the blue arrow in our diagram. Get the idea? So should we take a look at the second one? Maybe it's Angulimala. A robber who has killed and plundered all his life meditates and becomes enlightened before his bad deeds catch up with him. So, killed and plundered all his life, but becomes enlightened. Well, killing and plundering is unwholesome. Becoming enlightened is wholesome. Becoming enlightened is heavy, but in a good sense, okay? And it is terminating what was normally be coming to him from his habitual karma. Third example, an intelligent person habitually teases and distracts others who are poor in their studies. Later he finds despite his intelligence, that his memory is failing him. So habitually teasing others is negative. It is habitual. Despite his intelligence, so this means there's some opposition. So it's going to be either obstructing or terminating. Well, it's not quite terminated, has it? So it must be obstructing karma. So far, so good. Some people make mistakes in the way they use the law of karma. And one famous example of this was the then coach for England football team called Glenn Hoddle, who is purportedly a Buddhist. And there was something in the news about mentally handicapped people. And Glenn Hoddle made the comment that, according to the law of karma, there's no need to be there's no need to have sympathy for mentally handicapped people because they are just drunkards from a previous lifetime. And of course, the newspapers had a great deal of fun saying that all Buddhists are stupid and lack compassion, etc., etc. What he said is actually true according to the law of karma, that those people who drink habitually, at the end of their cycle of their karmic retribution, they tend to suffer from mental handicap. But do you think that was a nice thing for him to say? No. And the reason why this is an abuse of the law of karma is that instead of using the law of karma to point forwards with a forward-looking arrow, he used it to point backwards. He was speculating about how the results of what certain people had done in the past was affecting them in the present day. And according to Buddhism, this is not a useful way to use the law of karma. How we should use the law of karma is to use it to reflect on the things we are doing in the present time, to make sure that it's not going to bring us suffering in our future. As for speculating about how what happens to us now may have been caused by things we did in the past, that is mere speculation. It's speculation because we don't know how many different factors were involved in giving the outcome. It may be 1 or 2 forms of karma, it may be 10 forms of karma from different lifetimes which we can't remember. Unless you are enlightened, there's no way of making any form of conclusion about this. All we can do is use it to warn ourselves in advance before we do things which are likely to cause us suffering in the future. So, law of karma is useful, but if you are going to use it to analyze, we can do it for ourselves. And sometimes it helps us to be more patient when bad things happen to us, because we know that we don't have anyone to blame but ourselves. Sometimes it helps us to be more patient if we are on a run of bad luck. But we should never go so far as to use karma to blame other people for their actions. Because in some places, it can lead to very uncompassionate behaviors. If we meet a person who has cancer, instead of having sympathy for them, we'll say, well, you deserve it because you must have been a prostitute in your previous lifetime. That's not a very kind sort of thing for a Buddhist person to say to anyone else. What the person needs is sympathy, not a lesson about the law of karma. So, if you know the law of karma, you should also know how to apply it so that it's useful.
I'm sure that a good night's sleep is on everybody's wish list. In the next edition of Buddhist Culture, we will see how Buddhist people obtain a good night's sleep and real rest.
Every night, Buddhists have been taught to turn their humble pillow into a cushion of peacefulness. And upon it, they gain their final rest of the day, with hope for a better tomorrow. Deep sleep is the nectar of life. It is a divine gift that eases life and ensures the survival of the planet Earth. People of every rank and status, even the aristocrat or the plutocrat, all require the beautiful final rest of the day. And a good slumber does not depend on or belong to any power or position. A quick journey into restful sleep depends on gentleness, serenity, and emotional beauty. Such rest also depends on believing in the treasure of lying down on the promising track to happiness. Buddhists are connected to the ultimate light of the Lord Buddha by being reminded of his teachings, or through meditation, leading to the achievement of inner peace via the gateway to the middle way. This will quickly lead a person to be on the path to a peaceful sleep. Sitting in meditation and achieving the inner serenity associated with the gateway to the middle way serves as the best preparation for sleep. And before lying down, one should bow 3 times to pay homage to the Lord Buddha. Through the regular practice of meditation, a good Buddhist can immediately enter the stream of tranquility, attaining a deep state of restfulness, undisturbed by an agitated mind. The position of the pillow on which we lay our heads contributes to the restfulness of our sleep. Thus, it is best to arrange our pillow to reinforce our serenity to the highest degree. Whether or not a person meditates, it is a custom that a Buddhist must chant a brief verse and give 3 salutations to pay homage to the triple gem of Buddhism before laying down to sleep. The first salutation is to honor the Lord Buddha himself. The second is to pay reverence to the Dharma, the ultimate truth revealed by the Lord Buddha. The third is to pay respect to his disciples in the Sangha, the monastic order which sustains Buddhism. These actions connect us to the Lord Buddha, who resides eternally in nirvana, a state beyond even the heavens. Our actions request him to shine his absolute light of peace down on us, turning a simple pillow into a sacred cushion of serenity on which we can rest. And these actions are a technique to soothe and relax the mind so that it remains calm in the shelter of the ultimate truth. Buddhism continues, walking hand in hand with the flow of time. After 2,549 years, Buddhist beliefs remain vibrant. Getting in touch with the Lord Buddha before going to sleep keeps the miracle of his teachings alive. Buddhists will tell you that the Triple Gem is the invisible sacred shelter under which they place their final rest of the day, with the hope of having a better tomorrow with the first light of the rising sun.
Next, we will join Venerable Somsak Biyasilo, who will be helping us to find true peace in our meditation.
Peace is the essence of life. Every life on earth needs peace. Even the most cruel, the most aggressive person, he always requires peace, especially inner peace. Welcome everyone back to Meditation for All. This is session 8, part 2. How is your meditation? Have you enjoyed having your inner peace through meditation? Hope you have got some kind of peace inside. Life without peace is the life so troublesome. Why troublesome? Because whenever we lose peace, we lack peace, we have frustration, anxiety and troubles instead. So we should have peace all the time. Otherwise we have the other side of life which is unfavorable to us and to everyone. To gain peace, it is the task or the duty of the mind. Mind is the only thing, the only item in your life that could generate peace. Once you meditate, you know how to get peace. When the mind goes to the center of the body, we gain peace gradually. So in order to have a more perfect life, to live a better life, a happier life, meditation is just the key. Why don't we meditate together again? Hope you understand the basic. But for the newcomer, don't worry. I will spend a little time reviewing the basic so you can enjoy meditation together with the regular meditators. Right, we choose, as before, the best corner in your own place. You might sit on the chair, but if you sit on the chair, you can lean your back a little, but not to bend your back, otherwise it will get hurt. But if you sit on the floor, you should keep your back up straight. To be smart, and your spine should be erect. in order to enjoy meditation without any interrupting pain. Remember, a cup or a glass of lukewarm water or just a soft drink is a good item just before entering meditation atmosphere. And I suppose by now everyone is quite ready to meditate. Why don't we slowly close the eyes together? We just close the eyes softly, allowing the eyelids just about to touch each other. We don't squeeze the eyelids tight. It will create tension all around the eyes and the whole body. Allow the tensions everywhere around the head, all the muscles around the eyes. Allow them to disappear slowly. Let go all the tensions we may have. The area around the forehead, around the eyes, the cheeks, the jaws. Begin relaxing the body from head to toes. It is like we get dipped into the liquid, the flow water of relaxation. Such stream of relaxation is now taking over our entire body. We relax more and more. Slowly, relaxation takes over every organism of the body of ours. And then we take a good deep breath to freshen up the inner body inside. And on the out breath, release all the heat and all the tensions of the mind. Refresh on the in-breath. Relax on the out-breath. Refresh and relax again and again. At this, the beginning of meditation time. Refresh and relax. Remember the turning point we have learned together for many times. The turning point is the point where the in-breath starts to become the out-breath. That far end of the in-breath, passing the lungs downward into the stomach. Notice the far end, the very end of the in-breath in the abdomen, in the center, middle of the stomach. That is the turning point of the breathing. We shall stay focused right here at this turning point. We can call this the station of peace. We can call this the focal point or the point of focus, just over here in the middle of the body. Softly focus our mind here. We just allow the mind to come here. We call this the home place of the mind. So the mind will come here, will come home to the home place of the mind. At this very center, at this center point, here is the home of the mind. That the mind will stay here, feeling at home. When the mind stays at home, it is even more and more relaxed. We shall spend the moment, the precious moment, allowing the mind to be at home, allowing the mind to relax and be at ease, so the mind will calm down quietly, gaining more and more tranquility right over here. Stay at home for a little more while. The mind will learn to stay quietly and motionlessly at this turning point in the middle of the abdomen. It is the same moment now that we gain a little more and more peace. Peace now prevails everywhere. Remember, we mentioned the crystal ball for many times. For the beginners, we just learn that the shape of the mind is round. Round like the crystal ball. The crystal ball basically is a symbol of the mind. We get to know, to see, to observe the real shape of the mind together by visualizing, allowing the picture of the crystal ball to appear up here in the center of the body. So the image of the crystal ball pops up still in deep tranquility in the center of the body. So we enjoy the emergence, the appearance of the crystal ball. This is a symbol of the still mind. Still is clear. It is bright and in a sphere form, perfectly round, floating motionlessly inside the body. Now we get in touch with the mind. Stay quietly with the image, the visualized image of the crystal ball. By the other way around, if you feel more comfortable with not imagining anything, We can wait here with the still mind. We can be right here, waiting quietly for the real shape of the mind to come. The real shape of the mind, the real body of the mind might come up when we wait for it for long enough. If any of you prefer to stay here quietly without any visualization, just go ahead softly. Stay and be still in the process of stilling the mind. Or if you prefer the visualization of the crystal ball, we can go ahead as well. All is up to you to stay quiet or visualize the crystal ball. As long as the mind remains at peace, as long as we feel comfortable with what we feel, we shall never apply any force, but we follow the feeling we enjoy. If you like it, the feeling we like, stay with it. If you like the crystal ball, stay with it. If you like being without the crystal ball, stay without it. All is up to you. That is so easy to follow. And then we stay quietly at this station of peace, either with or without the crystal ball. And the real body of the mind may come at certain point of stillness. Enjoy these minutes together. Now peace happens in the center of the body. Peace has one unique characteristic, even though we cannot touch it physically, but the mind could feel it easily. Peace can expand like in a manner of radiation. Now we expand peace outward in all directions. So starting from the center, from the center of the crystal ball, at the very tiny spot inside, peace begins to expand. The manner of expansion, we could feel like the crystal ball starts to grow bigger. The crystal ball grows bigger and bigger and bigger to all directions until it is outside the body, covering us in the middle. We are now sitting peacefully in the middle of the big crystal ball. This is the process of sharing. We start to share inner peace to the outer environment, including people, animal, and all beings. So sharing continues. The crystal ball, the sphere of it, is growing much more bigger and bigger endlessly outwards until it touches the horizon 360 degrees. Let the process of sharing continue endlessly to everywhere, to the atmosphere above and below, to all the universe and to everywhere of the galaxies and so on. But the focal point of the mind is always in the center of the body, and the mind is always here at home. We can see that peace could be generated by ourselves. Only the mind, the meditative mind especially, can create peace. The first person to enjoy the benefits of peace is I, myself. It is you, yourself. Why wait for peace from other people? Why don't you create peace by yourself? And then we can share, give away peace to everybody else, to all beings everywhere. And time is about to end. Meditation is about to end. We make sure the mind is always staying in the center of the body, and peace is continuously being created always. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are ready, you can count down from 3 to 0 in order to open up slowly. How is your meditation? How is your peace that you create by yourself? Remember, every time we do meditation, we just move the wheel of peace to be moving to go to everywhere. And this is the beginning of world peace from the center of the body of an individual like us. Enjoy meditation until we meet again next time. Have a good time. Sawasdee.
Last but not least, we will be joining Rose Mipan in another edition of Cat and Craft. This week, Rose and her friend Crystal will be learning how to carve vegetables from Auntie Suti Sanarong. This skill task can help you to feel more mindful and to practice patience while having fun at the same time.
No matter which way my life turns, no matter easy or hard.
สวัสดีค่ะ Hi, I'm Rosalind Meepan and I will be your host on this show called Cut and Carve. Cut and Carve is a show that will be teaching you Thai traditional craft. For today, as our guest and our teacher, we have Basuti Sanalong. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Also with us again, I have my little cousin Crystal to learn the craft with me.
แล้ววันนี้คุณป้าจะสอนอะไรเราบ้างคะวันนี้ป้าสุธีจะสอนหนูแกะสลักผักนะคะและในการแกะสลักเนี่ยมันต้องประกอบด้วยอุปกรณ์นะคะคือมีดกรณีใหญ่ก็คือมีดลักษณะของมีดแกะสลักนะคะจะเป็นลักษณะมีดอันใหญ่เนี่ยจะไว้แกะชิ้นใหญ่ๆนะคะแล้วลักษณะของมีดที่เล็กๆนี่จะแกะส่วนที่อยู่ตรงกลางนะคะแล้วก็มีดลักษณะนี้ก็จะเป็นลักษณะเอาไว้หั่นค่ะนะคะไว้หั่นแล้วก็มีเขียงแล้วก็มีเข็มกลัดนะคะ
For today, as our props, you're gonna need knives. First of all, there's many types of knives to use. There's this kind, where it's more thick, and it's for using on the outside. The thin kind, which you use inside. There's also this kind of knife, the cutting knife, to cut the vegetables. Also, you need a pair of scissors, toothpick, and a bowl with cold water.
เดี๋ยวป้าสุธีจะสอนหนูอันดับแรกเนี่ยพื้นฐานของการแกะสลักก่อนนะคะพื้นฐานของการแกะสลักก็คือว่าเราจะใช้ผักอะไรก็ได้นะคะ
For today, what we're learning is carving the vegetables. The vegetable you can use any vegetables. It doesn't have to be a specific vegetable.
เดี๋ยวป้าสุธีจะสอนหนูแกะดอกกุหลาบก่อนแล้วกันเนาะนะคะลักษณะนี้ไปคนละดอกนะคะนี่การจะทำดอกกุหลาบเนี่ยเราจะต้องตัดผักให้เป็นชิ้นก่อนนะคะอันดับแรกนะคะเล็กใหญ่ไม่เป็นไรนะคะ
Today we're going to be learning how to make a rose out of carrots. First of all, take the carrot and cut it into pieces about this size. It doesn't really matter what size you choose.
อันดับต่อไปคือเราจะต้องภาษาไทยบอกว่าเกลาก็คือการทำให้การทำผักเนี่ยให้มีลักษณะคล้ายดอกไม้คือต้องเป็นทรงกลมนะคะลักษณะของผักเนี่ยเขาไม่กลมทีนี้ในการทำกุหลาบก็คือลักษณะเราจะต้องตัดลงไปเลยคือไม่ต้องปอกเปลือกให้เสียเวลานะคะ
For the vegetable, no vegetable is round. So, you have to make the vegetable round by cutting it.
นะคะทำลักษณะนี้นะคะ
แล้วการจับมีดนี่จับยังไง
3 นิ้วเนี่ยประคองมีดเพื่อให้มีเพื่อให้มีกำลังนะคะนิ้วชี้นี่ไว้สำหรับกดเนี่ยลักษณะตัวนำค่ะตัวนำนิ้วโป้งนี่คือกดมีดไว้เมื่อไม่ให้เคลื่อนไหวนะคะ
To hold a knife, use 3 fingers to hold it like this. Use the thumb to hold down right here, and use the index finger to hold the vegetable and to push down. ตัดเลยนะคะ
ค่ะ
To do this, you have to be very patient.
เกาลักษณะนี้นะคะเป็นการปอกไปด้วยค่ะเป็นการปอกไปด้วยอันนี้ก่อนที่จะแกะดอกนะคะเราก็ต้องทำรูปทรงให้ได้ก่อนนะคะตรงนี้ยังใหญ่ไปเราต้องเอาออกอีกนิดหนึ่งไม่ว่าจะเป็นผักผลไม้อะไรก็ตามต้องทำลักษณะนี้นะคะค่ะจะมีลักษณะที่ด้านนี้เป็นด้านเล็กนะคะแล้วอีกด้านหนึ่งจะกว้างกว่าจะเป็นด้านบนของการแกะนะคะ
Once you finish, you should get something like this. The bottom should be a smaller circle, while the top would be wider.
ขั้นตอนต่อไปคือเราต้องทำกรีบ
ค่ะ
จับอย่างนี้นะคะ ใช้นิ้วโป้งจับลักษณะนี้
First, we're going to make the outside petals. To do this, you have to hold the thumb on top, the middle finger on the bottom, and your index finger on the side.
เราจะแกะสเต็ปแรกต่อไปค่ะ เราใช้มีดเนี่ยนะคะวาดลงไปในผักนั้นๆนะคะให้เป็นลักษณะกรีบค่ะแล้วเราจะซ้อใต้กรีบเนี่ยค่ะออกนะคะลักษณะนี้นะคะค่ะซ้อออกลักษณะนี้ค่ะเพื่อให้กรีบนี้เด่นนะคะเนี่ยค่ะเราจะได้ลักษณะนี้เป็นกลีบแรกนะคะแล้วพอกลีบที่สองเนี่ยจะต้องซ้อนกันนิดหน่อยนะคะให้เหลื่อมกันนิดหน่อยแล้วก็ซ้อลักษณะเดิมนะคะแล้วก็เอาออกลักษณะเดิมตรงนี้ไม่ต้องเสียดายในการที่จะเอากลีบออกนะคะกลีบจะเด่นขึ้นค่ะถ้าเราเอาออกน้อยเนี่ยกลีบตรงนี้จะไม่ค่อยชัดนะคะแล้วกรีดต่อไปทุกครั้งเราจะต้องทำตรงนี้ให้มันเรียบ
When you're done, by cutting out the outer petals, you should get something around here. When you cut it, you cut through and cut the inside, like so.
ในการแกะขั้นที่สองเนี่ยนะคะเราจำเป็นจะต้องแกะช่วงสับหว่างค่ะสับหว่างของกลีบนะคะเนี่ยค่ะต้องสับหว่างทุกครั้งไปทุกชั้นไปค่ะจะต้องสับหว่าง
For the petals inside, you have to make the petals in between. Like for the one inside right here, you're going to put one right here, right here, right here, and right here.
เนี่ยค่ะจะเป็นลักษณะนี้นะคะ
ค่ะ
ลักษณะสับหว่างเราก็จะทำไปเหมือนเดิมค่ะ
เหมือนเดิม
เหมือนกลีบแค่สับหว่างเท่านั้นค่ะ
So it's just like the other one, just in between the other petals. So once you have the second layer, it's going to be something like this with 2 layers. But when you make it inside, the bud inside has to be circular. So now you have to change the knife to the smaller knife.
นะคะอันนี้เราจะต้องเปลี่ยนมีดจากใหญ่เป็นเล็กละนะคะเพราะว่าเขาอยู่ด้านในสุดแล้วก็เริ่มเล็กลงเพราะเป็นลักษณะของเกสร
ค่ะ
เกสรดอกไม้อะนะคะทำลักษณะสับหว่างเดียวกันนะคะลักษณะเดียวกัน
Inside, it's also put in between the other petals. So, because it's smaller, you're using a smaller knife, and it's much deeper inside. The petals doesn't have to be the same size, just as long as it comes out to be a flower. So, when you do this, don't concentrate on, is the size too big, is the size too small? Just go with it. And in the end, it'll just turn out like a flower. So in the end, you'll get a rose. As long as you're happy with what you got, you shouldn't worry about the size or anything, or how it looks. So this is what you get when you're finished. แล้วพอเสร็จแล้วก็
ค่ะเสร็จแล้วนี่เราควรจะต้องแช่ในน้ำเย็น
ค่ะ
เพื่อให้กลีบดอกไม้แล้วดอกไม้เนี่ยสด
ค่ะ
นะคะยิ่งน้ำเย็นแล้วเขาจะกลีบที่ส่วนของบางที่สุดเขาจะพริ้ว
ค่ะ
ลักษณะนี้นะคะเขาจะมีความพริ้วบางนะคะในการแช่น้ำเย็นนะคะแล้วก็เอามาจัดได้
When you're done, put the finished piece inside a cold water bowl. When you put it in, it makes the vegetable more fresh, and since we call it a flower, it will sort of bloom like a real flower.
นะคะลักษณะการจัดเนี่ยเรามีหลายรูปแบบ
ค่ะ
เราอาจจะมาเสียบอย่างนี้ก็ได้ให้มันดูน่ารัก
When you're done, you can be creative and decorate in many ways just like this one, like a real rose.
ค่ะ เสร็จแล้วค่ะ ค่ะ แช่ในน้ำเย็น ก็เสร็จสำหรับ1 ดอกนี้แล้ว
ค่ะ
พร้อมที่จะไปนำไปจัดแจกันหรือว่านำไปจัดจานประกอบอาหาร หรือเราจะใช้ก้านยาวๆเนี่ยห่อแทนดอกไม้สด เช่น ดอกกุหลาบ หรือดอกอะไรก็ได้ซึ่งเป็นของขวัญได้หลายลักษณะบูชาพระก็ได้ค่ะ
Doing this, you can do many stuff with it. You can decorate a vase for your home, or you can decorate a plate with food on it, like with guests as you're at your house. When you decorate it, it would make the plate more sort of high-classish and creative. And also, you can put it on a stem like we had before and give it to people you love as a gift. Or you can always donate it, people who needs it, or you can give it to the Buddha. So today we've learned a great lesson on how to carve a rose out of various vegetables or fruit, whichever one you feel like. And this is the finishing piece right here. So this is a great way for relaxation, to help you concentrate more, to make you more content. And we're going to thank you, Pasati, for
ค่ะดีลูก
teaching a great lesson. ขอบคุณมากนะคะ
ค่ะ
And thank you for watching the show. Watch us next time on the next week. And hope you liked it. สวัสดี
ส
ค่ะ
วัสดีค่ะ
of the world can make a brighter day for all. So believe in yourself and fight on. Yeah.
That's all for now. We hope you join us again next week. Until then, remember to keep your mind centered at all times. สวัสดีค่ะ